Let's examine the skill set that made Ed Reed a first ballot Hall of Famer and the best free safety to ever play the game. Never forgot his gifts as a football player. This might have been one of the best plays he ever made against Peyton Manning. Here is a half-field safety. Now, on the play, Peyton's going to have a little pump fake to his left. Ed Reed is showing Peyton that he's going to the middle of the field on a safety rotation. As soon as Peyton sees that, he's going to go down to Reggie Wayne at the bottom on the go route. Except Ed Reed baited Peyton, set the cheese here.
One of the greatest plays I ever saw him make was against Manning, where he lined up on the weak side of the formation, and on the snap of the ball, he turned and ran to the middle of the field like he was going to play in the middle of the field. And of course, Manning read that and came back and threw the go back to the X. And Reed knew that when he went to the middle of the field that Peyton would come back to the X. So he ran to the middle of the field, but without even looking at the quarterback, he just turned and wheeled before he got to the hash mark, and just knew that was going to be the play, and ran over the sideline and intercepted it.
Watch what Peyton was looking at here. He thought for sure, once he saw Ed Reed go into the middle of the field, that he had one-on-one on the outside. Because against most teams and against most safeties, he would. Except Ed Reed was a step smarter than everybody else. He baited Peyton into making that throw, and then he was there to pick him at the end. One of the great plays you'll ever see anybody make at this level. Going up against the game's best, it brought out the best in him. Tom Brady here. Watch where Ed Reed is at the start of the snap. He's 33 yards deep at the snap. Now, back there, you'd think maybe Brady didn't even see him. But Brady knew where Ed Reed was every time he played against him. When he tries to fit this ball into Wes Welker on a seam route, Ed Reed is going to be the reciprocant of a tip ball. And then one of the things that made Ed Reed the best of all time is he is the NFL's all-time interception yardage return leader, 1,590 yards, breaking Rod Woodson's record. Against the league's best, here Peyton Manning. Here he is. Peyton Manning is going to try to pump fake Ed Reed to move him quickly. Little shoulder fake here. Ed Reed, though, never stopped running here. Never stopped looking back and seeing this ball to Marvin Harrison on the outside. Playing center field all the way. Elite hands. And if he couldn't score after he got it, this was a staple of Ed Reed. He'd give it to a teammate to see if they could score. On this play, he was out of bounds. How about playing a half-field cover 2 safety against Big Ben? He loved playing against Ben. Twice a year, sometimes a third time if they played him in a playoff game. Ben's going to try to pump fake Ed Reed here with a hard pump to the left. But Ed Reed doesn't bite on any of it. He's sitting right where he's supposed to be. And when Nate Washington comes over the middle, he's in a position to pick Ben clean. And the staple, the run after the catch, a constant, trying to score every time he touched the ball. From the end zone, you can see Ed Reed at the top right, sitting right on the hash, looking right back at Ben. Looking at Ben and feeling the route, like he did at Pop Warner in Louisiana. Never stopped believing in his instincts. An elite returner, great athlete with the ball in his hands.
And he's intercepted on the play and picked off by Ed Reed. He has a block from McAllister, and he is finally tackled by Willie Parker.
How about this play against Brady in a playoff game? Now, he's a half-field safety here. And in cover 2, his job is to read 2-to-1. Read the inside slot to the outside receiver. So when the inside slot receiver, the number 2 receiver, goes vertical, his job is to stay with them. So he's in his back pedal, and he's staying with number 2 like he's supposed to. He even opens up to him, except now he sees Brady make the throw. And once he makes the throw, watch him flip the hips. Now, the angle is the key. So when the ball's tipped here, he loved tip balls. When that ball was in the air, it was Ed Reed's. And like I said, he'd get as much as he could on the return. And when he got done, he'd flip it here like he did to DeJuan Landry to pick up another 25 yards of real estate. Watch Ed Reed here against Peyton. Peyton Manning is going to make this throw over the top. Now, on the throw, the Ravens are playing a trap defense. They're going to trap the inside slot receiver. Pierre Garçon going deep is Ed Reed's man. He baits Peyton Manning to throw it, knowing that he's got time to get over the top and to make this pick. He loved playing against the league's best. Brady, Manning, Roethlisberger. Here he is against Ben from the end zone. He's the safety up at the top right. Ben's pointing right at him. Watch him. Ben knows where he's at. He's looking right at him here. So on this play here, Ben gets chased. Now, once he's chased, Ed Reed's eyes are on him. Now he's pointing to the 2 crossers. Look at that. He's pointing to the guys covering the two crossers. You got him. You got him. I got Ben. So when Ben tries to force this ball over the middle on a floater and Hines Ward stops, Ed Reed's there to pick it off.
Again. Runs away from the pressure. He's picked off again. It's Ed Reed. Twisting around and brought down at the 21, his second interception of the half.
How about Tony Romo here? Here Ed Reed is at safety at the bottom. And on this play, Romo is going to run a little fake drag boot here. Now, look at him. He feels Roy Williams right there. He feels him going to the post, but he never looks back for him. He never takes his eyes off Romo. You see Ed Reed, when the ball was in the air, it was his ball. It wasn't the receiver's, it was his. He was the receiver. He covered Roy Williams in that play without even looking at Roy Williams.
Play fake by Romo. Deep middle, looking for Roy Williams, and not to that man. Ed Reed gets another pick, his 6th of the year.
How about this play in a playoff game? He's got the record. He's got 9 postseason interceptions. 9 in the postseason. 64 regular season interceptions. 73 altogether. On this play, he's a half-field safety, but he'd been studying Chad Pennington all week long. See, Pennington only threw 7 interceptions in the 16 regular season games. Except right here, Pennington is looking at the second slot receiver on the slant. Ed Reed sees it from the beginning, and he never stopped making the break. When he saw it, he trusted his eyes, and he picks Pennington. So you say, why would a guy from that side of the field take a gamble to go make a play on this side of the field? He trusted his eyes. See, the Ravens understood what they had with Ed Reed. They let him play and didn't try to curtail his instincts. Watch what Ed Reed sees. Watch Chad Pennington's eyes. He never takes his eyes off the receiver. As soon as Ed Reed saw that, and he knew he wasn't coming back, now he's making a break. Pennington never sees him because he never thinks that a safety on that side of the field is going to make that play. How about this play here against Ben Roethlisberger? Here he is at the free safety position. Now, Ben's going to get chased here. So now this is a scramble drill for Pittsburgh, but it's a scramble drill for Ed Reed too. He's got 2 receivers, 2 Steeler receivers. He's going to read Ben's eyes and the ball. Now, he has the athletic ability to stop what he's doing, change direction, and take that touchdown away from Heath Miller.
And Roethlisberger throws and he's intercepted. Ed Reed has it.
How about this one here? There he is on the deep half of the field, 20 yards deep at the snap. Now, Andy Dalton's going to get flushed here, right on that Ravens logo. Here comes Ed on the run. He's reading the receivers, and he's reading Dalton. Now when the ball's let go like it's shot out of a cannon, look at the angle that Ed Reed takes. Look at the range that he exudes to take that touchdown away from Andre Caldwell. You never knew where Ed Reed was going to line up. Trent Green couldn't believe it when he looked out there, and that's Ed Reed on the receiver up at the top at the 20-yard line. Lined up in press man coverage with the corner behind him. Now at the snap, Ed's going to go into a rotation here. Now he's in position, he gets his depth. And when Trent Green tries to force this ball over the middle and he gets hit and the ball gets tipped, there's Ed Reed taking that ball away. Lined up at receiver. You never knew where he was going to line up. He creeped a lot too. Here he is lining up right behind the umpire, back when the umpire lined up on the defensive side of the ball. He's hiding behind the umpire, hoping that Derek Anderson doesn't see him. He played games with quarterbacks like this. Like, this is by design. This is Ed Reed's own design. Now, right at the snap, now he shows. But he's creeping even here. He reads the quick slant. 3-step drop, quick slant, and he's there to take it. And, like he did on every interception, he tried to score every time he got the ball in his hands. That's how you return for 1,590 yards and lead the NFL and have the all-time record. And there's your University of Miami Hurricane Ray Lewis celebrating with him like they did so often together.
And that is intercepted. It's picked off by Ed Reed. And still on his feet, a good block by Greg. And Ed Reed, who was the Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL a couple years ago.
There's Ray Lewis going on a blitz. Watch Ed Reed again, creeping right behind the umpire, hiding behind him so that David Gerard can't see him. So when Gerard throws his quick slant, he doesn't even know Ed Reed's there. Look at the hands. Look at the adjustment to the ball in the air. A 360-degree spin, and there's the flip to Haloti Ngata, trying to get as many yards and interception as they could.
Gerard throws underneath, and it's picked off by Ed Reed. He was waiting in the lurch, and
And then there was a play here against Peyton Manning. Here he is, the bottom safety in cover 2. Peyton Manning again with that little pre-snap pump fake. Doesn't get Ed Reed to move at all. Now when he comes back to the other side, try to get Dallas Clark on the seam, here comes Ed Reed with the right angle to jump Dallas Clark and take this ball away from him. Not fooled by Peyton Manning's pump fake whatsoever.
Intercepted at the 45-yard line of the Ravens.
The human ball magnet, Ed Reed.
Rookie quarterbacks, he ate them alive. Like Vince Young in 2006. Double tight end, balanced front. And on this fake to CJ2K, Ed Reed doesn't move a lick. He doesn't think that this is a dive at all. Off film study. Here comes a rookie quarterback on boot action. He reads the tight end on the cross, staying upfield on top of his shoulder. And when this ball gets tipped by Haloti Ngata, nobody got more tip balls than Ed Reed. Every tip ball was Ed Reed's ball. Every loose ball was Ed Reed's ball. He lived by that mantra. If he couldn't score, maybe one of his teammates could score. I mean, it was backyard football. So many Sundays and Monday nights. And then there were the touchdowns. 10 total touchdowns. Here he is at the top of the screen, half-field safety. His feet never even leave the ground. His feet are on the ground, and he's reading Derek Anderson all the way. And when Anderson is late on this ball, Ed Reed makes a house call. He made 10 of them. Interceptions, fumble recoveries, punt returns.
Ed Reed! Touchdown!
There was this one against the Dolphins in a playoff game. Ed Reed at the bottom here is going to be in a safety rotation. He's rotating to the middle of the field, but he's cluing Chad Pennington all the way. And when Pennington wants to make this go route to Ted Ginn Jr., look at this play. It's like Willie Mays playing center field. Watch him. Over the field basket catch. Great eyes. Great adjustment to the ball. And then the run after the catch. Picking up a convoy. It didn't take long for Ed's teammates to know, like Haloti Ngata right here with a decleater. Boom. Ray Lewis with a decleater. Boom. For Ed Reed to find pay dirt.
Big blitz. Pennington. Long ball, and Ginn was tripped or lost his footing, and it's Reed. Who else? Ed Reed. Specializing in runbacks. He's got an open side of the field. Only Pennington in front of him. But here comes the block on the quarterback. Ed Reed takes it in for the touchdown.
And then, at this point in 2008, Ed Reed was already in the record books for the longest interception return for a touchdown of 106 yards. His name was in the record book until Kevin Cobb tried to make this crossing route off play action to Brown. And Ed Reed never broke stride. Never broke stride, knew he was going to score the moment he had the ball in his hands. Didn't care how many Eagles he had to defeat. Ed Reed went 107 yards for this interception return for a touchdown. It's the longest interception return for a touchdown in the 99-year history of the NFL.
Cobb still has it. Throws into the end zone. It's intercepted by Ed Reed. He gets away from Cobb, and he is still going down the sideline. Brent Selleck trying to cut him off. Reed needs one more block. He goes all the way. Touchdown.
Of course, he couldn't get to Super Bowl 47 and not rob Colin Kaepernick. He knew he was going to get one in the Superdome that day. Here he is playing center field, his familiar position. Colin Kaepernick going to try and make this throw to Randy Moss over the middle of the field. Errant throw, Ed Reed was there to take it. Maybe that was the big play in the game, in a close game, decided by just a few points. Maybe that play by Ed Reed was a difference.
On first down, Kaepernick gonna drop back, gonna throw it, middle of the field, and he's intercepted by Reed. Reed has just tied a postseason record for most interceptions.
And Colin Kaepernick tried to throw it so hard, and when you usually try to throw it hard and you miss it just a little, you're going to throw it high. That time it was high. Ed Reed, one of the greatest center fielders in the history of this league, can read the quarterback and react to the ball, and he was sitting there waiting for an easy interception.